Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and it's time for the Summer Ain't Over Challenge hosted by Dawn at Shabby Meets Bling and Monica at Up All Night DIY, and maybe another guest host whose name is appearing on the screen now. For my regular viewers, you know that I am moving across the country. This is one of my videos I am filming ahead so that way I have a project for the challenge that I think is going to be fun for you all to enjoy. I am going to be working with our summer break collection inspired by a sketch on page 17 of our 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketches book. So that way we have some fun summertime inspiration for possibly those watermelon eating hot summer days inspired photos. Let's check it out. Here is the sketch I picked, and maybe because my daughter's getting ready to graduate, I saw this graduation one and I don't know. I just thought summer, and I also thought it might be a good time to link this one in the description box just in case you are looking for a graduation layout. I also have a graduation hat I did in 2022 for my son's graduation, if you want to check that out on my channel as well. But I digress. We're working with summertime or summer break this time. And here we're going to be using several of our mats from our mat pack. And I always try to list what other main paper strips or things I've used. I used our Thirst Quencher Border Maker cartridge as well for this layout. And with our Tangerine cardstock, I do not know why I always want to call that one sherbet. I think it's just because it reminds me of those creamsicles of when we were kids, you know. They were never my favorite ice cream treat, but, you know, it's one of those, I guess, ingrained memories or something. It's Tangerine cardstock is what I used for our Border Maker punch out. All right. I have picked the Cool Tone Ombre for this layout. We're actually going to work with it kind of reverse of what I think most people would typically look at it, because this almost looks like a sky and this almost looks like grass. But we're going to put the darker green on the top this time. Let me move aside my right page so that way I can show you all what we're going to be doing here. You can see I've already got some mats. But you might have noticed when I showed you the sketch that I had 2 1.5 inch by 12 inch strips listed on there. And for that, I am using the watermelon paper because I don't know, it seemed like it would fit with our Thirst Quencher Border Maker cartridge. And we have some other fruity elements in our embellishment pack and our sticker pack. So I thought, why not? The watermelon paper has the, without having the whole sheet, I'm not sure, but it's like a peachy color that looks a little bit distressed on the back side of it. But, you can't mistake the watermelons. And when I cut it at the 1.5 inch, I just want to let you all know, be mindful. I actually just did 3 strips of the watermelons, and I did use my cut guide on my 12 inch trimmer. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, please leave me a comment. I will be happy to do a short to show that to you, since I haven't gotten to the 12 inch trimmer yet in my What is Scrapbooking series. All right, so I've added some repositionable tape to my border that I punched out here using my silicone border mat. If you don't have a silicone border mat, you can use parchment paper on a piece of cardboard. Use electrical tape when you attach that, because it's one of the few things that will stick to parchment paper. And if you go back to some of my older videos, you can see what my parchment board looked like. the mats we're going to use on this left side of the page, I have the tangerine dot mat with the lines running horizontally through it. The opposite side has them running well, I don't know if it's vertically per se, but it runs this. I want the long ways. Let's put it that way. Oh, sometimes Overthinkers Anonymous, I think, maybe needs to be a thing. All right, here we go. I also pulled the blue mat that has the red gingham on the back and our ombre piece, and we're actually going to run this one opposite of how we are using our page. So remember I said our green, dark green was at the top for our actual base paper, but for our mats, we're going to put the light blue at the top and the dark green at the bottom. So that is going to help our photos pop a little bit more as well. And I just think that is kind of fun. The whole point is so your photos are shown off, and I like showing my photos off on pretty pages as well. So let me remember how I wanted to do this. Okay, we're going to put this one first, and I'm going to give it about 1/4 of an inch. You know, some mornings go a little smoother than other mornings. I was up, I think, around 5:30 this morning. My husband's alarm went off, and I just could not go back to sleep. Usually I can, no problem, but not today. So this one is going to go just overlapping ever so slightly, coming up from the bottom here. And that's just a little bit crooked, Catherine. Okay, let's line that up with this paper because we know our paper's straight. Because I lined it up at the bottom. There we go. Okay, I feel much better about that. Goodness gracious. And double checking my ombre here. This one is going to be just a little bit offset because I do want it running through all 3 of our colors. And so we have, it's about 3/4 of an inch. Hang on, let me find my ruler here. Oops. Oh boy. Got my, there we go. My ruler buried a little bit. I'm working on a couple other layouts. And so off camera is definitely messier. 3/4 of an inch there. And I think that's about 3/4 as well. Yep. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this scrapbooking thing. All right. So 3/4 and 3/4, that's a couple inches. And just to give you all some general spatial relationships there. From the embellishment pack, I pulled out for this left side the cantaloupe and the pineapple mashup, I guess. I don't know. It has cherries and watermelon with it. Let's get a little bit of tapering on these. And we're just going to cover up our border just at this point here. So our pineapple is going to pop up through this empty space here. Put it down just a hair bit more. Maybe. There we go. Yep, I want to cover up the border just a little bit in that one spot. It's, it's okay. That's just me being a little bit extra fussy with my details. And then I also have our Slices of Summer watermelon sticker with the whole watermelon here. And then, hey, I found some enameled watermelon slices in our embellishment pack. So we're going to add those as well. I do want to pop up our Slices of Summer sticker. And guess what? I'm going to pull out my foam tape again for this one because it's a larger sticker. And the foam tape is just a little bit more economical now that we don't have quite as many foam squares on our sheets. And I do love the foam squares, don't get me wrong, but I'm finding I'm liking using the foam tape as well. And it also gives you that little bit of extra sturdiness, so we're not going to have any sagging here on our sticker. So that's going to go up here in this right hand corner of our left side of our page. Our watermelon is going to go here, and we're going to angle, which way do we want to angle this guy? Just a little bit to the, coming up to the left ever so slightly. We really angled our cantaloupe. This one's going to go a little bit slighter, and then we're going to see where we put these in here with our other How's about one, maybe this way? One kind of sideways there. And one more coming down here. There we go. Okay, 3 slices of watermelon with our larger slice and our sticker. The left side of the page is now done. And here we go. Let's get our right side put together. I have another 1.5 inch strip of those watermelons. Remember to be mindful. 3 watermelon slices going down. So it might not be exactly 1.5, but it sure is close. You know, those of you that are purists with your cuts, I am probably not the channel for you. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. The math and the precision are not always my thing. But I do like to do some fun things, and so I do, tax my brain from time to time with some of the math and some of these, fun things that I come up with to put together for some of the crafters and other sketches. And I like that I've been able to freestyle a little bit lately too. Don't get me wrong, I love these sketches. And I love being creative with them to give you all different interpretations and to show you how to turn them into the 2-page layouts. But sometimes it makes my brain hurt a little bit. Not too much. It's fun. And it is, honestly, I will say this is just such a great stress relief. This truly has become one of my joys, putting these pages together and preserving my family's memories. Okay, mats for the right side of the page. I have 2 4.5 by 6.5 mats. We have the ombre again, and that's actually going to go on right here, and the blue. So they're going to match the mats that we have on our left side. These are the 4.5 by 6.5. Ombre has the polka dots on the back, the rainbow dots, and the blue has the red gingham. And then we also have 2 4x6 mats because I could not resist putting the Taste Like Summer with the watermelon slice. I can't tell you how many watermelons we go through in the summer. Well, sometimes my family can eat 2 to 3 watermelons a week. Yes, a week. So I can definitely see using these watermelon pages for sure during the summer. I'm actually might even take a few extra pictures of them with the watermelons this year, because I don't know if I have too many pictures of them with the watermelons, but now that I have a page I can put it on, you can bet I'm going to be taking some photos. The other 4x6 mat I have is this one with the ombre as well. And as you can see, I am going to be putting the blue at the top again. So I like just doing that little bit of reverse. The back side of this one has the warm ombre. And let's go ahead and get some tape runner on these. And I love the mats for putting together just super quick pages. We are going to add a couple of decorations to our page as well. A couple of our embellishments and enameled embellishments again. But, oops, okay, so these are 4x6. We are going to run pretty much at this top edge of our page. Actually, I'm going to go down about 1/8 of an inch. Woo! Since I went down about 1/4 on the other side. Okay, maybe that wasn't my best idea, but it's all right. We're going to go down about 1/8 of an inch just to give a little bit of that ombre green showing, but I am going to run it directly at the left edge because we do have 2 4x6 mats, and of course 6 plus 6 is 12. That's the length of our page, and I am going to run these side by side. Here we go. And then we're going to put our blue over just a little bit, and because I've got a tag that I'm going to bring in, you can see I found this embellishment that matched, and I need to bring that in. So this is going to come over just offset a little bit from the ombre in the card. And like I said, just on the like on the other side of the page, we're overlapping these 4.5 by 6.5 mats just a hair. There we go. And then I have for the bottom of our page the plate and the watermelon embellishments that are going to get just a little bit of tape runner on those. And we're going to put our watermelon like we had our cantaloupe just kind of coming off to the side here. And our plate has a piece of watermelon on it as well. How fun is that? Our designers are just so fabulous. They're always thinking of these ways to coordinate all our collections. And so this is going to overlap the corner just a hair, but you know what? If you have a 4x6 photo on a 4.5 by 6.5 mat, you have a little bit of extra space to play with there. Now, for this embellishment, I am going to add, okay, I'm going to mark it because otherwise I might forget. So I'm just marking the underside here with my pencil and here with my pencil, because I am going to foam square through here, or foam mat. Let's see, and I'm hoping that this is going to stay up nicely for me. This is my first time trying this way. Cut off just a little bit of extra here. This is going to go through here, and I'm going to add this little bit of extra here. And hopefully when we put our page protector on, it's not going to cause the top part of this to sag, but I wanted to leave some options open to be able to put a photo on both of these mats, but I wanted this to overlap it just a little bit. And so that's why I am just sticking it down here. And since this is one of our embellishments and not a sticker, it's not self-sticking, and it's the harder, the thicker paper, almost like our cardstock. It's a heavier weight of paper. So it looks like it's staying up nicely. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really sagging as I'm not holding that part of the page. You can see there's that shadow that's being cast. And so I think I should be able to easily get a photo under here. And I'll just, be mindful of this might be like a tree, or this might be, it's not going to be a person's face down in this corner. And the same up here. It's not going to be a person's face up here. It might be just some blue from the sky or something else along those lines. So, but I just thought that would be kind of fun there. And then we have these really cute enamel dots that I'm going to pull it back in my other side of the page and run these through both pages, I think. So this is both of our pages together. We're going to run one up here on our mats, kind of in between the two mats. We're going to do a blue, a green, and I'll do the darker sherbety color so that it does show up against this mat here. I am going to run a couple along here. So actually maybe we'll recreate that pattern, the darker blue, the green, and the lighter sherbety color. Or do I say tangerine? It's going to be what it's going to be in my world here, I guess. And then we have a yellow and a light blue that I feel like can work well here at the corners of our Taste Like Summer. I'm putting the blue at the top and the yellow at the bottom. And voila, we're done. What do y'all think? I hope you enjoy this fun watermelon summer layout. I will bring back in our sketch. And this thing coming down here, this tassel's what inspired this tag coming down here. And I just went ahead and did the border and the strip inspired by what was going on down here with this person, with our plate and our fruit. So that's where the pieces I've pulled out of the sketch. Of course, they only have the 2 photos that are a little bit smaller on here, and I do like having larger photos on my pages. So we can easily get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can even get a 6th photo on here. If you want to journal, you could journal in the light blue, or you can use this as a journal box, or this is a journal box, or this is a journal tag, if you will. So I like leaving my options open. Go figure. It's just one of those things that I love to do. I create some of these layouts for YouTube, and then I get my photos and match them up. And I know I'm going to be showing that in my Junoween layout, a little bit more of how I put my photos onto pages overall. So you can check that out as well if it's out. I don't know. I'm filming ahead for our move, and I don't know what order things are coming out in yet. So hopefully it's out, and if not, you have something to look forward to. How's about that? Well, let me get our card going. Oh boy. I have pulled out one of our cards from our blank card kit. It's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, our standard A2 size cards. Always make sure that you're working with the fold in the direction you want it to be in before you start putting pieces onto your card. And while I was going through some of the mats for that watermelon layout, I came across this really fun sunshine mat. And I thought, sometimes these bigger embellishments perplex me. And somehow this one just kind of came together. It spoke to me with the peaches and the golden yellows, or the corals, I guess. Maybe they're not. It's a little more coral than peach. What can I say? And so we're going to use this mat as a base. So this is a 4x6 mat. And I started cutting off a 1/2 inch thinking, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it just straight on the card. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to cut off an extra 1/4 inch. So this is now a 4 by 5 1/4 card. And I cut it the 3/4 all from one end of the mat. So it kind of offset my sunshine a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted, because we are going to not have it centered on our card, because I guess it's kind of an off-center sort of day. I woke up too early this morning, and I'm a little bit just here. We're going to have it framed. See? So we have that little bit of an extra 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So our mat is centered, but our sunshine is a little bit off center because it was centered on the mat had I cut off the same amount from both ends. However, I'm going to have my beach towel cutting off part of our sunshine here. So I think I'm going to not use foam squares this time. I'm just going to go here. Okay, you want to put it so where you don't see the rays coming through there. Oh, no, I like it better the other side. Okay, so it has a little bit of more of a dip on one end of the towel than on the other. You see this bump out here, kind of like I don't know, women's hip bone. So you want to make sure that I'm putting that end down. If you're going to make this card, put that end down. How's about that? And we have summertime. We have a icy beverage, or a limey beverage. It's got limes in it instead of ice cubes. And that one is going to go up over here to the side of our beach towel. Summertime is going to go across our towel here. So these are stickers. So I am mixing up mat from the mat pack, our towel embellishment, our flip-flops are from our embellishment pack, and the summertime and the beverage are from our sticker pack with our summer break collection. Whew. Say that 5 times fast. All right. And then we have our flip-flops, and I think, do we want to put those going down? Do we want to put those facing up? Do we want to have those kind of going off to either direction to the side? I think sideways a little bit. We're going to angle them just a bit. And there is a left and a right flip-flop on here. So maybe we'll put our flip-flops going towards the mat because you know what? That's where I want to be. We've got another rainy day here in Washington State, and I just want to go to the beach and sit in the sunshine for a little bit. That's one of the things I think I miss the most about New Mexico is those sunny days. So here we go. Just the epitome of summertime here. You can send this card just as an all occasion card to a friend, invite them to coffee, to do something with you, just any occasion. Let them know you're thinking about them this summer. I love it. It turned out really pretty. And I didn't necessarily reinforce this one as much because when you go to open the card, you're actually pulling on the card. You're not pulling on, the paper isn't lined up directly with the edges. So that one I didn't necessarily need to reinforce as much as like I have been with some of the others lately. There you go. I hope you all enjoyed my summer break interpretation of page 17. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked this one, and I love hearing from you all if you'd like to drop a comment for me as well. Until next time.